Hi everyone, and welcome to my music reaction video. I appreciate you stopping by. And today the song I want to listen to is Midnight in Harlem by Tedeschi Trucks Band. Tedeschi. I hope it's pronounced that way. I could be mistaken. But I received that suggestion in a comment from James J7499, so thank you for the suggestion. And I've never actually heard of this band before, which is pretty surprising because I've heard of most bands I've been requested, at least the name, but I've never heard of this band before, so it kind of piqued my interest a bit. So I did do a little research, and I just saw that they were a southern rock slash blues rock band from Florida from 2010. So it's actually more recent than I thought. But this is a live performance. Actually, this live performance has like 18 million views, which kind of surprised me because live performances in general don't tend to have as many views as studio recording. But this live performance actually seems to be more popular than the actual studio recording, which is kind of surprising to me. But honestly, that must mean that the live performance must be really good then. Like the only other live performance I can really think of as that being the case is probably Pantera's Domination, live in Moscow. That one probably the live performance has been seen more than the studio recording. Um, but yeah, I'm not sure what to expect. Uh, it's blues, and I don't listen to blues that often, so I'm curious to see what this is like. And yeah, let's get right into it. And in the words of Jeff Walker, let's rock. Oh, he's using a slide. Looks like he's playing a Gibson SG, maybe. By the way, I heard Gibson SGs have really bad neck dive, so he must be holding the guitar in a really good way, or his strap must be really good to be counteracting that neck dive right there. Oh, is that some hybrid picking right? Oh no, it's just regular finger picking. Wow. He's playing with his fingers. Really nice drums. Kind of build tension. Wow. That vibrato with the slide though is really nice. Wow, that is a really nice picking technique, by the way, using his thumb to play the lower strings and then using his other fingers to play the higher strings. Wow. Oh wow, that keyboard synthesizer. Wow, I love the tone on that synthesizer, by the way. It almost reminds me of George Harrison's guitar solo tone on Let It Be from the Beatles. I forgot the Leslie effect. It sounds like that, but I know he's playing with the keyboard here. Um, on the original recording, the single version of Let It Be, there's a very similar guitar tone that George Harrison used on the solo that reminds me of this right here. It's like so relaxing.
Well, I came to the city. I was running from the pain.
Definitely feels like southern music a little bit.
My heart was bleeding, and it hurt my bones to lay. Stayed in the city, no exception to the rules, to the rules. He was born to love me. I was raised to be his fool, Lord, his fool.
Wow, she has really nice vocals too.
Walk that line, turn the ball. Gotta spend your whole life trying. Ride that train, and free your heart. It's midnight up in Harlem.
Was it gonna be trumpets? Oh, nice. Oh, and a whole brass section too.
I went down to the river and I took a look around.
Look at how much everyone seems to be into the music. Like, look at the basses just completely inside its groove right here. Wow.
And I took a look around.
I would love to be on stage like this, with, like them.
They were old men's shoes. There were needles on the ground.
Nice guitar fill right there.
No more secrets, no more clues, no more clues. The stars around there, you can almost see the moon.
Oh, she switched her guitar to an electric guitar. I didn't even notice when that switch happened. Right? She didn't. Did she always have that one? Oh no, she always had that guitar. It's a Telecaster, I think. My bad, guys. I thought she switched to guitar mid-performance. I thought she wasn't playing acoustic before. Maybe I was mistaken. My bad. But let's listen to this again.
They were old men's shoes. There were needles on the ground. No more mysteries, baby. No more secrets, no more clues, no more clues. The stars around there, you can almost see the moon. The streets are windy and the subway's closing down. Gonna carry this dream to the other side of town.
Oh, it's picking up.
So walk that line, tell the girl, gotta spend your whole life trying. So ride that train and free your heart. It's midnight up in Harlem.
Wow, I want to rewind that whole solo. That solo was a long solo. It almost reminded me of like the Freebird outro a little bit, with how long that was going on. Wow. Okay, let me listen to that again. I don't think I've ever seen someone play guitar with a slide that beautifully before. I have to listen to that whole thing again. Wow.
I'm trying.
So one thing you'll note when he's using a slide, you'll notice that he moves on his fretboard a lot as opposed to a normal guitar solo, which might kind of play in more of a box shape, like playing scales like across the strings. He kind of stays on one string and then moves his finger around the fretboard uh, to his next note rather than going onto another string and playing the note directly. Um, and I think that's because he's doing the slide. Because with the slide, to really get the best sound out of it, you want to move across the slide across the fretboard a lot, right? To really get the slide effect. So instead of, for example, he's playing on the A string. Let's say he's playing like third fret A string, and he wants to play his next note. It's higher up. Instead of going to the D string to play that note, he's playing it higher up on the fretboard, on the A string, to produce the same note to kind of really get that slide effect in sliding up into the note rather than playing it on the next string. So I think that's really cool. You can see him move around on the fretboard a lot, and that's because he tends to stay on one string. At least when he's doing like a pattern, he's staying on one string and then playing the notes across the fretboard on that one string, which is really cool. And that vibrato technique is crazy. Like it's this jittery vibrato. Really sounds cool. Wow, look at that. Yeah, he does like whole fret vibrato where he moves like the entire fret to achieve his vibrato rather than just doing vibrato on the same fret, which guitars tend to do. He's doing like back and forth between two frets rather than just doing the vibrato staying on the same note or staying on the same fret. I like how he kind of ups his timbre here by plucking harder on the strings to get a more electric tone, I guess. That was a nice chord hit too. You can definitely tell he's picking more aggressively here. And that's a really cool picking hand technique right there. Wow, his hand looks so crazy, but it sounds so good. And I guess another thing to point out that makes the solo unique to compare to other solos I've heard in the past is that with the slide you can't really do bends that much, right? With your fretting hand. So it's like a solo where there's like zero bends in it, which is really really unique. Because most solos I've heard at least tend to have a few bends in there, but his just wow. But it's like the same effect as if he's bending. He's like playing with such passion. It has like the same emotion as a bend. Like that right there, there's so much emotion in there. Wow. What a guitar solo that was, wow. Shout out to everyone who worked on this performance and the video as well. Wow, that was an amazing live performance, I have to say. Definitely the highlight for me was like the ending guitar solo. Just like I don't know how long that was, 2 or 3 minutes of just bliss, I would say. Wow, that was amazing. Yeah, I'm curious to see if this is like a thing that they have in other songs as too, or if this is a special song where they have a really long guitar solo. But it sounded really, really nice. I don't see slide guitar performances that often. I know I just watched the Jeff Beck video, live performance where he does use a slide guitar, or where he uses a slide when playing the guitar. But honestly, other than that, I haven't really seen guitarists use slide that often. And the few times I did, it would be songs like Freebird, which I mentioned before, but that's not on the guitar solo. Um, and on the intro to Stone Temple Pilots' Interstate Love Song. Yes, sorry, it took me a while for me to get that back. Um, but yeah, thank you so much for the suggestion. I really enjoyed this live performance. It's different when I usually listen to, but all in all, the guitar is amazing. So I can definitely appreciate the guitar. Um, but I hope you enjoy listening to this with me as well, and I appreciate you watching this video.